Come put some thrift finds away with me.
I love to thrift, but I love to style, store, and organize my thrift finds even more. So let's get to it. We're going to start off with a small item first, this little jack. My main trinket shelf is almost completely full. However, there are some small spaces for things like this jack. After looking around, I decided it would look good on this shelf here in front of this Frankenstein book. I did move the book over just a little bit, and I think it looks great. I'll be hanging another shelf soon, so stay tuned. Next, we have this lace. I like to use it for wrapping gifts. The green and that yellowy color, so pretty. Those go in my craft closet as well as this gift bag. Someone told me to pull the strings inward so they wouldn't catch when I was filing them, and that was such a great tip. Thank you. In my craft closet, I do have a container for ribbons and strings. They go in there by color. However, for the time being, I'm going to put them in the to be put away bag. Once it's full, I'll put it all away. The gift wrapping items are on the top shelf and they're easier to access, so I'm just going to go ahead and file this bag now. I have plenty, but it was just so 90s, so I grabbed it anyway. Next, let's go through this greeting card box. There were several in a tote that I just grabbed because I knew they were going to be a good price, so I haven't really looked through them yet. This postcard set is adorable. I love the box, all of the images. There were several different kinds. I will absolutely use those, and honestly, they might be cute for framing little pieces as well. There were happy birthday, get well soon, thank you, congratulations, all of it. There was also just a hello card, just because, and several Christmas cards, which I really loved the look of. I didn't realize that they had different things on the front as well. When I went to open it, though, I was discouraged. The envelope had stuck to it, and unfortunately, it was like that in all the Christmas cards. So they'll be only good for framing. There were a couple smaller cards that had a little bit of a sticky issue as far as the envelope that I had to peel off. But if you pause to read these, some of these are like huge guilt trips. They're like, why aren't you reaching out? Why aren't you calling me? This postcard book, however, was super cute. They were all the same color. And we're back to the guilt trips. This one actually says, send me a sign that you're there. So those, I'm probably going to go ahead and donate those because I don't know in what situation I'd use those. But all of those odd ones had 2 birthday cards as well that I will keep. The donations and the Christmas cards will go to the garage to the appropriate totes. But before I put the cards away, I am going to pull a few of these postcards for framing. I'm just going to take one of each in case I want to use them for the refrigerator magnet gallery. Over in my desk area is where I keep my greeting cards, so I'm going to file them away. The 2 little birthday cards will go to the front of the adult's birthday area. The hello will go to the friendship and blank section. And the postcards, I'm going to keep them as is and just set them off to the side. Perfect for the right occasion. All of the postcards that I pulled to be framed, I'm also going to put with these postcards that I purchased at an estate sale. I'm a sucker for Colorado postcards. They're just so beautiful. And I love to collect them to frame, and I do keep them also in my desk area in this container. You can tell by the bear card, I keep all sorts of ephemera that would be cute for framing. With that being said, I'm going to use this frame for my refrigerator gallery in the kitchenette. I thought about taking that back off, but it's so thin, I'm just going to leave it. And since I have this out, let's go through them and find some things that I might be able to frame for the kitchenette. I pulled a couple just to see how they look. I love the Grand Canyon one, but it just kind of gets lost on like what it actually is. The context isn't there. And this is beautiful. I love it. I would have to trim the bottom, but I just decided it's not really the look I'm going for in the kitchenette. I did kind of like the owl though, I'll be honest. These kind of like Holly Hobby kind of looking ones might work. They're small enough. Some of the others are beautiful, but are just too big for the frame. So here I am just digging through, pulling what I think might work, and especially color-wise. You'll see a lot of greeting cards in here. It is not uncommon for me to pull them to frame them because they're just so pretty. The elephant is the perfect color combination, but it's just too big. So I took it down to these 2, the little girl with the dog and the little girl on the phone with the cat. I feel like the coloring on this one is a little bit more complementary to the kitchenette, so that's the one I'm going with. I grabbed my magnets and then I started trying to trim it. The first trim showed the letters a little bit and that line at the bottom. So I had an idea to cut the other line part off and kind of match it from top to bottom. And it's not ideal to have those lines showing, but it worked out and I like it. My really strong magnets have an adhesive, so I'm just going to stick it on there. And I did hot glue that flap down so it wouldn't scratch the fridge. It looks great, so let's go to the kitchenette. This 1948 freezer book also goes to the kitchenette, so let's put that one away while we're there. Here's my magnet gallery, but let's put that cookbook away first. I thought that pop of yellow on the spine will be really cute, and I was right. Now let's place the frame. Here is the before, and here's the after. It is certainly dark, but I would love to add more frames like this, so it is an always evolving project. But I love the addition for now, so stay tuned for more of that. Next, let's put this hanger away. I got it so my daughter could use it for dried flowers. She hangs her flowers quite a bit and her boyfriend spoils her with lots of flowers. She has a new one that needs to be hung, and so I thought she could use this hanger. She said she might work on it still this weekend, so I'm just going to hang it here on her accordion rack by the door so she can use it when she's ready. The final item is this long shell necklace I could use for vacations. I don't usually wear necklaces like that, but like I've said before, I'm a different person on vacation. So I'll put it in the appropriate drawer in my jewelry box, and that's all for today. Thanks, guys.